Hey there, Angel Hicks, CEO and founder of Evolve Women's Network, and this is our literary circle. And this week we are talking about How to Be a Boss by Lilly Singh. In this book, Lilly of course, she is a YouTube creator before like creators were all that big rage that we have now. But in this book, she really explores her life as a kind of superstar and the comedy skits that she does, and really how she turned herself from, not knowing what she was doing to being this big superstar on YouTube. So she really offers some straightforward, practical advice on how to really conquer your fears and follow your dreams, learn to use failures to your advantage, really don't to build the life that you want to live. So she really, the whole story revolves around meeting with celebrities, writing books, playing in movies, and it really wasn't always the case. And so she talks really a lot about her background and how ways that we can take small steps to really be a boss in our own lives. And she's really funny. So I love this book. But the three lessons we're going to talk about today is number one, work on becoming more self-centered and conquering your fears before you hop on your becoming journey. Number two, at first you need a vision, and only then can you start training your mind to really achieve it. And number three, time and people are two aspects of your life that you need to set straight if you want to become successful. So lesson number one, before you try to achieve the ultimate success you've been dreaming of, learn to become self-aware. I always say, self-awareness is one of the greatest gifts you will ever receive in your lifetime, but you're the only one that can give it to you. So she says, really reaching that self-awareness implies going through three layers of each issue to reach the root of the cause of your problem. Not dealing with just the symptoms, but really getting into the root of our issues. So first one is the pretext you use to cover up your problem when dealing with other people. So if you can't control other people, you can only control your reaction. Learning to control your reaction and how you feel about that is one of those first steps. The second layer is the excuse you tell yourself that prevents you from reaching your dreams. So these are going to be external things like it's really slow in June, or people don't really want to buy what I have, or make up whatever excuse you use in your life to excuse away, whatever you're not getting to your dream. And the third layer implies a lie that makes sense when you say it out loud to yourself, something like there's not enough time for you to fulfill that dream. That one's internal. So this one's going to be, I don't know what I'm doing. These lies that we tell ourselves, I'm not really a salesperson. I'm not really this. I'm not good at that. It's all of these lies that we tell ourselves, and our brain believes whatever we tell it, whether it's happening or whether it's true or not, our brain believes it. Lesson number two, every great dream start with a vision. How many times have you seen vision board workshops out there, right? There's a reason. It continues with a well-trained mind for success. So she talks in her book about making a plan by setting goals and breaking them down into smaller objectives. Now, we all know this, right? We take this big BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal, and really to make that happen, you have to break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces. So she says, try training your mind by setting a time frame in which you need to fulfill that task. So a deadline, right? There's a reason why bosses and the reason why people live by deadlines. It's important to train your brain that this has to get done by this amount of time. She says, beat those records if possible by challenging yourself just more and more. And the more and more you beat those records or you get things done on your timeline by the deadline, the more confidence you're going to have in yourself, the more decision-making ability you're going to gain, and just overall reaching your goals. And then you're becoming a new person in the process. So she says, perhaps work better with a reward in mind. So try locking your phone with your data off and then unlocking it when the task is completed. Or I used to be an executive assistant, and I worked with a guy who had ADHD, and he couldn't have this snack, which for him was an iced drink and It was a Reese's cup. He couldn't have that until his task was complete. So once his task was complete, he could stop and take a break. Just remember to schedule in that break time. It's called the Pomodoro technique, making sure that after half an hour or so of work, you're getting up, you're stretching, you're drinking, bathroom breaks, you're doing all of those things. Make sure to schedule that in. And lesson number 3 is the way you treat time and the circle you surround yourself with can be 2 of your most valuable assets. Now, of course, we have a tribe of entrepreneurial women. We're all surrounding ourselves with women out there doing great things. So surround yourself with a positive, constructive circle that will lift you up, right? Example, if you're working on a project at work and you have a deadline, talk about the project with someone who is equally excited about it and who kind of helps you stay focused. They always say you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with or you spend the most time with. So make sure that you spend that time with uplifting people who are going to help you reach your goals. She says, if you're not careful, procrastination and the wrong people will keep you going backwards in your career, in your dreams, in your goals. So treating time, money, and people like they're not valuable assets are going to cost you dearly in the long run. And I know that we can all think of times where we didn't treat those people as a very valuable asset, or the money that we were gifted, or whatever it is, the time that we had, and it really cost us in the long run. So keep those 3 things in mind. Now, in the main points of this book is think of your mind, body, and soul as members of a group project. You get the best grade when everyone does equal amount of work, right? To be a boss, you need to get down on one knee, propose to your decisions, and commit to them for a lifetime. I love that. So learn to master your mind. Workbook, it's really a workbook style. I have this book physically and I just love it. My husband got it for me one year for my birthday and I just love it. It is a workbook style. She asks some really deep questions, but it's really to dig into who you are and then who you want to be. Who you are today doesn't have to be who you are in 3 to 10 years from now, right? So it also helps us learn to commit to decisions, set deadlines, and just be unapologetically yourself. So as always, if you're watching this on replay, I always recommend that you take these breakout questions as kind of a journal prompt and just think about these things. So number 1, what is the number 1 lie you think you tell yourself that stunts your business or professional or personal growth? Can you identify one thing and then how can you reframe that thought? Number 2, how do you stay productive and manage your distractions? Do you use a timer or turn off your phone? Are there things that you can implement that help you get away from all of those distractions? And number 3, do you think you surround yourself with great people in your circles, and how do you handle procrastination? If that's something you need to think about, I would definitely recommend writing that out, just thinking about how do I handle my procrastination and do I need to get better at that? So I hope this book was helpful to you. I sure had a great time reading it and recording this for you. So I hope it was helpful. We'll see you next time. Bye.